Hi, my name's Mark, one of the pastors here at Trillium. You probably heard this old nursery rhyme. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Those old nursery rhymes have a lot of wisdom in them. Sometimes not so obvious, right, when you first hear it or sing it. But I remember 30 plus years ago hearing Wayne Dyer do a little reflection on row, row, row your boat. It was profound. It was just amazing. I never even thought about what that song has embedded in it. So I thought maybe for the next 4 weeks we would go through row, row, row your boat, under the inspiration of Wayne Dyer, of course, and reflect on the lyrics. And we could do one line each week. So today it's row, row, row your boat. I remember Wayne Dyer saying it's your boat, not someone else's boat. The task rowing, the energy of life needs to take responsibility for our own life. We need to row our own boat. Because the temptation, of course, is to try to row someone else's boat. And we know that can lead to a great deal of frustration and challenge in life. Some people will be quite happy to let you row their life and take command of the oars and guide them and direct them, even take them in a certain direction, because they don't have to take any responsibility then, right? So if they find themselves in a bad spot, it's your fault, not theirs. If the boat capsizes, it's your fault, not theirs. But here's the challenge in that scenario. You're not always going to be able to be there. And if a person doesn't learn how to row their own boat, what's going to happen when they hit some tough currents in life, or they find themselves going in the wrong direction? They won't know how to bring themselves back into the main flow of the river of life. I think it's probably more likely when you try to take command of someone else's oars, when you try to row their boat, they're going to resist you. That's the great challenge I've experienced. I try to take command of the oars of someone else's life through my judgments, my condemnation, my criticisms, my judgments against them, whatever it might be. Even like in a technical sense, giving advice or direction to them. Often people will resist. And there'll be a struggle of control to see who's going to win out and who's going to be rowing their boat. And often in those scenarios, people are going nowhere when there's a lot of grief or frustration. How about you and I today, how about we just row our own boat? I think that's a big enough task as it is. Just to make good life-giving decisions for ourselves is a task unto itself. And who are we really to know where another person needs to row in life? I remember telling my father when I was 16 years old that I wanted to be a professional musician. And he wasn't particularly happy about that. He saw no future for me in it. And he pleaded with me, begged me, coerced me, even tried to punish me into changing my mind about it. He tried to take over the ownership of my life, put his hands on the oars of my life, wanted to row me in a different direction. It didn't work out so well. But the truth is, I wouldn't be in front of you today if I hadn't made that choice when I was 16 to be a professional musician. I wouldn't be a minister, a pastor at Trillium if I hadn't made that choice back when I was 16. My father had no vision of where I was rowing in life, and if truth be told, neither did I. I met a woman who had struggled with 40 years with dealing with alcoholism. And so many times in her life, people tried to row her boat for her, over and over again. And yet she had to row herself to the very end of her addiction in order to come to the place where she could surrender herself to God. See, that was where she was heading in life. And people were just getting in the way of it. If we take responsibility for rowing our own boat, we still can help other people. I'm not suggesting we don't come alongside each other and offer helping hands to each other. It's just a commitment not to put our hands on the oars of another person's life, to not try to row their boat. If we row our own boat today, we are probably doing the best kind of blessing for others in life. And when we respect another person and trust them to row the boat where they need to go, we will find more often than not that they will end up in the right place.